This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Okay, so I was watching the Choke No Joke interview earlier, and he made me think about something that I don't know why I never thought about things like this. Why did Damon Dash sell Rocafella, even if Jay-Z was retiring? It had to be a lot deeper than when he sold it. There must have been like a gag order on the deal and everything around it, you know, because it just doesn't make sense. He had a whole roster of artists. Even if Jay-Z sold his portion and left, Dame Dash would have still had Rocafella. And like at that moment, yeah, Jay-Z was the first artist on Rocafella, but we believe Dame Dash to be the head of Rocafella, you know? And it could have gone on. What I think is that Dame Dash was very harsh back then and very cocky. Still is, but he had the power behind him then. And then they stopped him from getting a distribution deal. And if you don't have a distribution deal for your label, you got nothing. It's not like now where you could go indie or any of that. You needed a major at that time. And Dame Dash was so bad around that time that he was screaming on Kevin Laos, Lear Cohen. These are like the heads of Def Jam, where they had their distribution deal. And that distribution deal must have been up. It must have been ready to be re-upped. And they had a backdoor deal with Jay-Z, obviously, that he was going to take over Def Jam, and they would sell. He would convince them all to sell Rocafella to Def Jam, with that underlying threat. And then Jay-Z will be able to buy it back for pennies on the dollar. And that's exactly what happened. Dame Dash must have been forced out. And he's not so vocal about this. He's not like, oh, well, you know, he's just like, oh, he wanted to leave? Well, you know, screw it. I'll make another label. Nah, it's deeper than that. Because he could have just, why wouldn't you just keep Rocafella? And there was like a Choke No Joke who was there at the time, and he said there was a stop to Jay-Z. Jay-Z was stopping Dame Dash and Biggs from using The Rock. And Dame Dash and Biggs hated Jay-Z after that. They split off together. Biggs ended up going to jail and having a reckoning in jail and came home to, you know, trying to be Jay-Z's best friend. Now, I can understand why certain artists went with Jay-Z and certain artists went with Dame Dash, and some just stayed neutral. You got your freeways that just, he's a neutral guy. He's not going to pick a side. He's going to be cool with both, because why get in the middle of something between two friends? Jay-Z and Dame Dash are two friends that split apart. They have their own problems. It's not Freeway's problem. It's the only problem was Freeway was an artist on that label, and the ending of Rocafella made him push his career in a different direction, where he was the head of his own career at that moment. You know, like he didn't have the label support that he had before. He had to find a new distribution channel. So did Cameron and a bunch of other people. Their little quarrel there cost a lot of people their futures of their careers. It was up in limbo. You know, Dame Dash could have gone on with Kanye and Beanie and a bunch of other people, you know? He would have been fine. But Jay-Z made sure Kanye and a couple others came with him over to Def Jam. It was just, it was a threat, bro. They shut Dame down. It was over. Dame was talking while Dame Dash was fighting for everybody at the label and making and going at people at Def Jam to make sure things got done, Jay-Z was being friendly with them. And they got to Jay-Z and they broke up Rocafella. That's basically what happened. And I know that's like, oh, everyone's going to obviously. Listen. That had to be the underlying threat that's never talked about. You know, Dame. Why we're not going to have distribution for you anymore. Your only option is to sell. And then how did Dame Dash get screwed out of that and screwed out of Rachel Roy, the girl he was with at the time? They brought it to like a $200 million company, the clothing company, and he got screwed out of that too. Why does Dame Dash keep getting screwed out of so many deals? I don't know, man. There's a lot more to Dame Dash than we know. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. I appreciate you all for watching. Smash that like button. I will check you guys. Jordan Tower. New.